Hi, everybody. In the absence of my husband, as he's in hospital, as you all know, I will be running a few podcasts in his absence. And first on tonight is the wonderful Simon Ambler from Wakefield.
Hi, Emma, love. How are you doing?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, love?
Great. Well,
how's Brian?
He's in the best place, so he's getting after. But he's been.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So
he'll get there because he's got the strength to do it, and he's got you as an angel. So I think he'll be all right.
Bless you. Yeah. So his sister Kathleen's been helping me a lot, so it's been great. So
Brilliant. As long as you've got that support, that's all you need, isn't it? That support, and that's brilliant.
So Simon, you were telling me earlier your dad's got a book.
Yeah, he was a staunch NUM man. He was a miner, worked in miners as a miner all his life. And he brought a book out about the miners' strike, which was called A Coalfield in Chaos. And it details his year, getting arrested by the police, nicking coal, everything that he had to do, and then eventually getting blacklisted from the government.
Yeah.
That's the government. He was one of a handful of people in the miners that got blacklisted because he was a big NUM man who tried to keep everybody off. Yeah. He saw it through to the end.
Because I remember all that going on when I was younger. Was it Arthur Scargill and things?
Arthur Scargill, yeah. He was the NUM man.
Yeah.
I'm a bit. I don't know how to take Arthur Scargill. My dad really liked him and idolised him, but I've heard a lot of things since about Arthur Scargill, what he didn't have the miners' interests at heart. So, I'm 50-50 on it.
Because I remember him I was only young, I remember him being really outspoken and really loud on the TV, wasn't he? But it was terrible what they all went through, wasn't it? With
Yeah, I think Arthur got arrested, actually. It was in my dad's book. He got arrested one day. I think the only time he got arrested where the cameras were present, so the cameras could see him getting arrested. The rest of the time he was just behind the men, supporting them, as I was saying, supporting them. So I bet it was a really hard time for him, your dad, at that point, wasn't it? It was a hard time for him. It's detailed in his book, and I did read it. And my dad passed away in 2009. Right. Before he passed away, I asked him if I could bring it up to date and publish the book on Amazon, which we did. It's available now, and every penny goes to the NSPCC Childline, which is fantastic.
Amazing.
I mean, the reason why I do that is my childhood was one of the worst you can imagine, and you know what I'm talking about. I got pushed around from children's homes to Borstal detention centre, eventually prison, and it was a nightmare. It truly was a nightmare. The only saving grace was meeting my current partner, Linda, and I've been with her since I was 18. Yeah. So, that's a saving grace for me. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrendous, isn't it? So the book's called what, Simon?
A Coalfield in Chaos, and it's available on Amazon, and every penny goes to Childline. NSPCC, which I will send you proof. I think I've sent you proof, so if AJ can put that up, that'd be fantastic.
And I'll put links underneath this for the links for your dad's book. And that's lovely. Because of your bad childhood, you've chose that charity, yeah?
Yes, Childline. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic charity.
And look, around Simon and meeting your wife, and you've got a son, haven't you, who's a good rugby player?
He's 16 now, avid rugby player, plays for Normanton Knights, and he goes to the gym every single day, doesn't miss. Oh. The only time he's missed is during the pandemic, which the gym had to close, unfortunately, but he was doing a lot of exercise at home, running, push-ups and things like that, but you can't really do everything at home unless you've got like a multi-gym. Yeah. So when the gym opened back up, he was back on it, and he's now getting massive. I mean, I come down the other day, and he sort of like yawned, and his definition now is fantastic. It's really good. So I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of all my kids. I've got 3. Yeah. My daughter, she's a nurse, custody nurse for West Yorkshire Police.
That's amazing.
My other son, he's got his own business, and this lad here, he wants to go to the RAF. So fantastic.
Yeah, it's good, because all the kids nowadays are just It's terrible the way it's all going, isn't it now?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I mean, most of the kids these days, all they're bothered about is drugs and knives.
Yeah,
Being in the gang, county lines and stuff like that. It's terrible.
yeah. I was just talking about that with Kathleen the other day. County lines. I didn't know nothing about it. It's serious as well. Serious.
Oh, serious. Yeah, they're coming from London to West Yorkshire, Middlesbrough. They are coming to Middlesbrough. They're going everywhere. Every police force has reported a county lines in the last 12 months.
What is it exactly, Simon? What do the
County lines? It's drug dealers. What they do is they send young children up into villages and towns in the north and things like that to sell the drugs. And then when they're sold it, they bring the money down. And you see, being a young child, they're not likely to be pulled up by the police, so they get away with it. And it's awful. It's destroying communities. It's killing people. A friend of mine, his son died because of it. And I think it's disgusting. I think it's terrible, and something should be done.
Are they meeting the people online then and stuff like that? Is this how
I don't know how they do it. I think it's just like when you've got an addict in a certain town, they all know somebody who can get the drugs, and then the word gets around quickly. And I think that's how it is. They quickly find them.
Yeah. So
it's awful. Like, I've got a friend of mine who's a heroin addict, and he's a lovely lad, really lovely lad.
Yeah.
And I'd love to get him out, but you know what I mean? It's hard. It's really hard because they've got to help themselves as well. They've got to want to push it.
Yeah, they do.
Get by it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But we met a few months ago now. It was about, how long ago, Simon, was it?
Oh, I can't remember. Was it last year now?
Yeah, it was a bit.
It's gone by so quickly. Yeah, we met quite a while back. I'd known Brian, not personally, but I'd seen him on TV on the McIntyre video, which I like the video. I like McIntyre, but the thing is, I mean, I speak the truth, and I will speak the truth throughout this video.
Yeah.
Brian didn't come off really well on that video. You know what I mean? It didn't come across very well. But the Brian that he is now,
yeah,
he's a totally changed man. He's a lovely man. He's got you as his angel, as a backup. And honestly, he's fantastic. Totally changed character. And I'd do anything. And I'll tell you something about yourselves. When I first met you, we'd hardly met, and I asked you for a book.
Yeah.
A signed book, so I could give it to my son's rugby team as a raffle present.
Yeah.
And without hesitation, you sent it to me free of charge. Didn't charge me postage, and you both signed it. And I'll always be thankful for that. And that's lovely. That you're good people.
And I think you helped us as well at the time, because you getting in touch. I mean, we knew at the time we were. You
had a bit of bother, didn't you, with a certain author and other people who were backing him up, sending you violate messages and things like that.
Going in the house.
Now, what happened? I met this person through a publisher who I gave my dad's book to publish, and I said to this publisher, any money, please give it to this charity, what the author was supporting at the time. I don't think personally any money was ever sent, because I asked him for proof and he didn't give me it.
Yeah.
So I got my father's book back, but through association with this publisher, I met this certain author, and he was doing a couple of books about some notorious characters around Wakefield. And I dealt with them being in Wakefield, being in the shop. Nobody else would want to deal with him when he came in. I just didn't give a damn, because that's the person I was back then. Yeah. And I dealt with him, and I found him all right. I really did. You know what I mean? And I met this certain wild character, Wakefield.
Yeah.
A couple of times after that, and I sat down talking to him, and he told me all sorts of tales, about donking and, never to trust him and things like that. So that's how I met this author. Yeah. Now, through that, eventually we were talking on Facebook, and this author got me to ring yourselves, if you can remember.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a bit of a joke, because I just put a funny Indian voice on, and I thought it was just a joke. But later on, this author, admitted to me on Facebook, and I've got proof, and I give you permission to use it. Yeah. And he asked me, he told me that he got somebody to ring you up and threaten to burn your house down.
Yeah.
And after that, I just said, you what? And I just blanked him, and I didn't, speak to him after that.
Yeah.
A few days later, or a week later, maybe a couple of weeks later, he sent me a few messages. Now, one of them was some African gay porn.
Yeah.
And I just found it disgusting. You know, I'm not into anything like that.
Yeah.
And I found it disgusting. And again, I will give you proof and you can put it up. I'll give you permission
I am
to
going to
use it.
put the screenshots that Simon's kindly give us, show the direct messages from the certain person to Simon, admitting to burn our houses down. Dale Bed and Hyde was another, wasn't he?
Dale, yeah. This author just had a really bad bee in his bonnet about Dale. And he told me that Dale walked about with knuckle dusters and, you know, all sorts of tales.
Yeah.
Now, this author came to meet me in Wakefield. And again, I only speak the truth. I don't embellish anything. Everything I say will be 100% the truth.
Yeah.
He came to Wakefield and he seemed nervous. He was panicking. He looked scared of Dale Brendan Hyde. And he kept saying, oh, you know, this Dale Brendan Hyde, you know, we've had a Barney and I'm a bit worried. I said, look, you and me, don't worry about it. So I know Dale, I didn't know him personally then, but through this author, you know, this author really had a thing about him. He hated Dale and he would send him messages trying to get me to, I think he said at the time, crucify him, you know, sending messages, phone him up and things like that. And I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not into that thing. I'm old school. I don't threaten women. I don't threaten children.
Yeah.
And I don't threaten people who are cancer patients. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Dale
the thing is, what? Sorry, go on.
Dale was suffering with cancer at the time,
He
wasn't he?
was at the time, yeah, bless him. And I think he's on the road to recovery now, which is fantastic.
He's a lovely lad.
And after I met you and we got talking, and then I got talking to Dale and I told him what had happened.
Yeah.
Like I said, again, I talk the truth, whether it's, you know, going to create a problem for me or not, I tell the truth.
Yeah.
And eventually I got Dale to come and I got a couple of bucks off him for the rugby team. And I met him in person. He was a lovely bloke, really nice bloke, and I've spoken to him. He's really nice.
The two people that, and the people that he tried to turn you against, sort of thing, we've all become friends now, which is amazing. But
we've got stronger through it.
I can remember at that time when we were getting phone calls, I was picking the phone up and people were saying, I'm going to burn your house down, I'm going to come and rape you. And
I remember you saying, and I got proof of that on Facebook messages. I mean, the thing is, I've even been attacked today by two people, the certain author and his wife, saying that I've been loading into this fake account called Dan something or other, sending them hatred messages online. But the thing is, what they don't realise is this: every message through Facebook is saved for up to 6 years, and they keep the IP addresses, the email addresses, the account details, everything. The internet protocol addresses, the IP addresses, lead to whoever sent them to their address, to their street, to their address. Same with my internet provider. I specifically asked them to record everything that happens, you know, obviously because my son was doing multiplayer gaming and I wanted to make sure that he was safe. And I specifically request them that they record every site, everything that we go on. So I've got all that backed up for years. So if the police come, I'd welcome it, I'd show them it, and then I will get the people done for perverting the course of justice and wasting police time.
By the police, did you say?
I've been threatened by the police today, by these people, saying that I've been sending messages to his wife. Look, Emma, you know me, I'm old school. I don't threaten women, I don't threaten children. It's something that you don't do.
Well, when you got in touch with us, I mean, I was picking the phone up when they were saying you're going to burn the house down and things. It was an absolute nightmare. I was like so scared that my anxiety was terrible. Different things like that. But what was I going to say to you there? Sorry, my mind's just gone blank. I've just thought.
It's all right, love. Just think of something. It'll come back to you.
Yeah. So when I was picking,
you were getting these messages,
getting the messages, it was absolutely horrendous. And I was picking the phone up and saying, "We're going to burn the house down. We're going to do this. Going to do that." And it was just so awful. And also,
I bet it was.
Brian was like, didn't know what to do because we knew where it was coming from. But we're getting calls.
You had a good idea where it was coming from, and I'd got proof that it was actually that person. So
called lies and stuff. And when you came forward with them actual text messages that was sent from that account, and with a unique message ID number showing you it was that person.
Yeah.
I was so relieved. It was like we knew it was him all along. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
just
I got proof from this certain person's account that he was sending it, and that he, you know, got somebody to say that they were going to burn the house down. Now, that to me, that's a serious offence.
yeah.
Now, we all reported it to the police. You asked me to report it to the police. Now, again, I'm old school and I don't like reporting to the police.
Yeah.
But thing is, these days, we're doing it the legal way. We're doing it the right way. You know what I mean? And the police came out to me. I made a statement to the police, and I even video called it to you at the time. Can you remember?
Yeah.
And I showed you that the police officer were there, and he got the pad out, and he was recording everything. They tried saying that I hadn't made the report, and they tried saying other people like Terry hadn't made the report as well. But one really strange thing, Emma, the police officer told me that he was from Wales. Now, I reported this to West Yorkshire Police.
Yeah.
Why the hell should a police officer come from Wales?
I know.
It's really weird. That is really weird. And also trying to say that they haven't got the report. So that to me is very suspicious. I'm not going to say what I think it is, but it's very suspicious, you know what I mean, that they're doing that and they're not taking it seriously, which they should have done, because it's terrible what you were going through. And Brian.
The thing was, we didn't actually phone the police at first. I reported the phone call. I said we reported. This was on the 31st of October, early hours of 1st of November. But I reported the phone call to the police that put a fireproof letterbox in, the fire brigade and things. And I said I just wanted it logged down, because obviously we knew who it was, but we couldn't prove. The next thing, Brian and I were in here, and the police came looking for Terry Dixon, because he was on a podcast with Brian. So the police came here to arrest Terry and said that he was under investigation for harassment and different things. So when he was here, Carol Edwards, Lee Duffy's missus, was on the phone, and she was on loudspeaker, and she said, "Are you joking? Harassment?" She said, "We've all been getting tortured for years." And that's when the policeman said, "Let's have a look." And that's when I put a statement into the police. Carol put a statement into the police. Terry put a statement into the police. Marty put a statement into the police.
I did.
Because it was, they were trying to insinuate that we were online bullying and harassing people. I mean, we're totally against all that. I mean, can't stand bullies, can't stand people.
The thing is, you asked me to do a bit of work for you, and I saw your Facebook messages, and I can say on here that you didn't send anything. You or Brian, you didn't send any messages whatsoever. So them saying that it's wrong, and it's a lie.
Yeah, but it's just, it was like when it all come out, and then when you came forward with yours, and you even put a statement in, it was like the statements were lost, this, that, and the other. So obviously police didn't do anything with that. But
really weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very strange. But it's you give us like some kind of closure on it, because we knew we weren't going mad, and we knew from. So, but what was it there you were asked to do when Brian answered the phone?
I've got it on record, so if AJ can put it up on screenshot while we're talking. Basically, he did a couple of things. He asked me to phone Brian up and ask him for a fight. That's recorded. Again, I'm only speaking the truth. I'm not embellishing it. Everything's recorded. He asked me to ring Brian up for a fight, and then he asked me to ring somebody else up and do a funny voice, which I did. And they took it a bit all right in the end. I think they realised it was a laugh. And then he asked me to ring yourselves.
Came to the person asking you, it was like, "Come on, fishy wishy, let's go cast your rod." I mean,
exactly,
that's like, cast your rod, let's go fishing, see what. It's like quite sick. But the mad thing is, the person who was asking you to do it, we're talking about, I'd actually sent you a screenshot of Brian's telephone number out of contacts.
And his address.
And Brian's address also, but it had all the person we're speaking about contacts above Brian's number and below. So it's crazy. So there's no denying who it is. And as you say,
it was a screenshot of his phone, and also on my Facebook messages. You see what they don't realise? I've said Facebook keep messages for up to 6 years, and they also keep the IP addresses, the email addresses, what they use. So it doesn't matter what they do, even if they use a VPN, virtual private network, doesn't matter because the IP is still available. Police know how to do it, and they will be found out. So the internet providers, they keep a report, so they'll be able to find out.
And each Facebook message has a unique Facebook messenger number, which you've
It does, you're right. Every message has a unique number which can be traced back to the account holder, who's got the email address, the IP address, and everything. So it doesn't matter where it comes from, it can be traced back.
You've got the unique message ID number who that account belongs to.
I did.
It's also got on it where they'd admitted threatening to burn people's houses down, getting people to ring. And then I could see how shocked you were by your reply to that, and said, what have you got them to say? And then said it, you said, what, by phone? And I could see that's when you cut him off then, because obviously you read the serious stuff he was talking about.
Yeah, I didn't speak to him again after that because to me that's serious. That's going down a really serious route, and you don't do it. Now, I thought the police would take that really seriously because anybody else had done it, they'd be arrested. Now, I don't know whether the police are punishing Brian for his past or whether there's something else a bit suspicious, if you know what I mean. What we can't say, but you know, there's something not right there because it wasn't taken seriously. It was handed to a police officer who was finishing in a few months, and he was a PCSOF, I do believe, or something like that.
Right.
So it wasn't taken seriously when it should have been CID.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd been in a house 5 years ago, and I was in intensive care, just with the carbon monoxide. So. Were coming. I mean, I was absolutely petrified when you've been
there. Bound to be, love. I mean, I once tried rescuing somebody from a house where we used to live in Featherstone, and the house was totally in flames. And I got one of the neighbours to get a quilt, and I said, "Look, wet it and bring it around straight away." He did. Put it around me. I opened the door, and I've never seen anything like it. It was just a wall of flames. And the smoke and everything. There was no way I could go up. And the sad thing is that the lady passed away. Because of the smoke, but a baby was miraculously saved by the owner of the house, who jumped out of a window and nearly broke her back.
That's amazing, isn't it? But it's a scary thing. I mean, I can remember when we were getting them calls.
Yeah.
On edge a lot, because if I heard a car pull up or on a night,
it brings it back. It brings it back to you, doesn't it?
Awful, yeah. So, but it was just, I was just so thankful that you came forward to them, and it gave me like the peace knowing of where it was instigated from, where it comes from.
Yeah.
But, and I can't thank you enough, Simon, for letting us use these screens.
No problem.
On this video, people can make their own minds up. It's Simon's let me use their screenshots, and it's from a certain person's account. So
I don't lie. The thing is, once a person lies, you can't trust them ever again.
Yeah,
I tell the truth. I don't embellish it. I just tell it how it is and what happened. And a certain person will know that I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we want to do. We're not bullying anyone. We just want to put things out. At the moment, we're getting accused of bullying people. Poor Brian's being accused of bullying people.
They even said to Brian they were calling him a spacker. Now that man's in hospital and he's very poorly, and that's disgusting.
And I'm also going to put the screenshot up of, you've just reminded me there, Brian was in a wheelchair after the first operation, and we took him out to Redcar, and they put at the publishing companies at Professional, they put at Little Britain, because Brian was in a wheelchair.
Under their own account instead of making a fake account.
At Little Britain, do you know what I mean? And Brian's obviously in a wheelchair. It's been a terrible time for him. So being used to being so strong and training every day like he was. I mean, something as sick as that. I mean, where's the bullies here? It's crazy. But
you're not the bully, I can tell you now, because you've done nothing. All you've done is defend yourself and tell the truth. You've tried to do it the legal way, and they've just not wanted to do anything, the police, and it's a very serious crime what they're doing.
I know. But now he's in a hospital bed now. He has got clue about all this stuff that's going on.
Mm.
Obviously, all this stuff that's been on the internet the last few days about truths and facts coming out from these people. This all started coming out when Brian was in hospital, so he hasn't got a clue about what's going on at all. And
he doesn't need it at the minute. He does not need it. He's very poorly. He's very ill, and the man doesn't need this.
Like bullying anyone, he can't even hold a telephone at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So in ongoing tirade of harassment and abuse to people.
And the thing is, as well, you haven't got time to do anything because you're running back and forward to the hospital. You're getting everything done for yourself. You're not, you know what I mean? You need to be looking after yourself as well, but look after Brian.
Yeah.
And I noticed earlier on when we spoke, you said you were tired, quite tired. So it's hard on you as well, isn't it?
It's been really draining, but it's been, because obviously it's been nearly 10 weeks that since he had his last op, and now this, so it has been worrying, been a lot of like sat in hospitals a lot, worrying about Brian, obviously because he couldn't do much when he got out, but I believe that he's where he is now and isn't having to go through more of this torture that is going on. As you say, after you refused to do them things, you started getting the obscene videos.
I started getting videos of African males, several African males having sex, and you know what I mean. After that, I just blocked him. I didn't want to know anything because
it's just, isn't it? But they're making it out to be as if Brian is the bully in all of this. I control what goes on to the internet because it's me here. Brian isn't capable of using the phone. Last 10 weeks. Also, all Brian ever stated is facts. He just wanted invoices. That's all he asked for. He hasn't wished anybody any harm. He hasn't threatened anybody. The people who we're talking about have been blocked off his phone since all out. He's still getting accused of bullying people, which is total madness. And I just don't know when it's going to end. But they seem to be putting it all on Brian when they're forgetting there's how many other people. I mean, you know, with the things I sent to you, there's about 20 people got in touch with us with proof.
This is what I was going to say to you. If one person, if it's just one person who says, oh, he's ripped me off and everything, you could think, oh, they're telling a lie. But when 7, 8 or 9 people all say the same thing, that's different. Yeah.
And it's also the online trolling that the people came forward for. I mean, the people that we never even met came forward and sent us messages. Like numerous people. There was like a boxing trainer from I think South Bank or Grangetown. There was a lovely man from London, a boxer called Ben Doherty, who got in touch with us, who'd suffered the same thing.
You got Big John as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Carol Edward.
Oh, fantastic, Carol Edward. You know, you've got some really good people on, and you've got that support there, and that's all you need, love, is just that support at the minute.
Yeah, and we all sent us the screenshots of all what had been going on. And that was from the person's own phone number, and you can blatantly see the same happened to Dale when he tried to ignore it. He carried on getting abuse, and then the certain person recorded him when he eventually snapped because he was suffering with cancer and getting help by these phone calls, messages, saying, "I hope you die," and this and the other really terrible stuff, which well, maybe he's put up with Dale, but it's like he snapped one day because he was threatening to do things to his dad, to his dog, and I'll do this, I'll do things on your grave when you die, Dale, and he's stressed enough. So one day he just snapped back, and then the person went into the police station with a tape recording.
You're joking.
Dale snapping back, and the police actually went to arrest Dale. So I mean, I think this is what they've been wanting with the Brian situation. Snaps, and they can do that, but it's just crazy.
That's what they've tried to do today with me. They sent me messages, they sent 2 people. And they sent me messages, and in the messages it was designed to get a reaction, and I didn't want to give them that satisfaction. I've just blocked them because, number one, I don't attack women and children. I don't send messages online. If I send any messages, I send it with my named account. You know what I mean? I don't hide anything. If I've got a problem with anybody, I tell them to the face. You know what I mean? So all this about sending messages, it's just wrong. I can prove it, and I will get them done for perverting the course of justice and wasting police time.
Well, that's amazing, because they obviously mentioned also names, which I'm not going to mention, as line infect you in one of the messages today. They've also mentioned sending the police to you. So at the end of the day, I hope they do send the police to you, Simon, because you are definitely not that person, and you haven't done that. But this is what you.
And I can prove it.
Yeah. So it's just all crazy. But I've just felt I had to bring you on today, and I'm so pleased you've come on, because this is all going on. Why, as I say, Brian's in hospital, and he knows nothing about all this madness that's been getting posted.
Yeah.
And like, he's in there getting accused of bullying people. He hasn't. And then all this like online hatred, trying to stir up hatred towards Brian, how they're going to bring Brian down and stuff.
It's awful, absolutely awful.
Horrendous.
It really is.
So I've just felt like it's hard enough for Brian being in hospital. I'm here on my own. There's even false accounts coming out on YouTube saying, "Oh, I can't wait till so-and-so comes to your house and does you in. He's going to expose you." So I've been on edge because I'm here on my own. Do you know what I mean? With
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If anybody comes, just phone the police.
I'm not worrying at all. But I mean, what I'm going to do is, it's just I've been blanking them all. But I just felt today I've had to like maybe speak out a little bit. It's I just don't know why people can't see the games that are getting played by these people.
All we're doing is speaking the truth. We're not embellishing it. We're not making any lies. We're just telling the truth. I don't say anything that he hasn't done. And I've got proof for everything I say. I've got proof from my IPs. I've got proof from messages going back years from my Facebook. I'd probably give them to the police.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, I'm not the one for them to attack, because I will be able to prove them wrong.
I know.
And one of the people has a prominent job in a certain place, which if they found out what they were doing, they would get the sack. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely awful. But I'm just so pleased you've come forward today, Simon, and spoke, because
no problem.
Like Brian's getting targeted when he's certainly not a bully. We don't condone bullying. We're totally against bullying. And when people are accusing you of being internet trolls and on about bringing your husband down who's in hospital, who knows nothing about it, I felt like we've just got to get some facts out and show people and let people decide for themselves. So let the people see what's being sent to us and just make their own decisions. I'm not forcing anybody to turn against anybody or to stir towards them. I just wanted these facts to come out so people can see what we're up against, and then it's up to them what they want to believe, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But I initially liked him. I mean, I'm a person. When I make a friend and they're a good friend, they're a friend for life, and I'll do anything I can for them. You know, I class you as friends, and I'll be there. I'll support you for whenever you want me. But you know, for him to do that, for that person to do that, what he's done, and to whip up hatred and get other people who don't know you, to phone you and say what they have done, it's anybody else would crack it. And I really honestly think that you're so strong for putting up with it, love. I really do.
Well, that's one of the things that Dale was saying. He said, obviously, Simon, you're a strong lad, and you're not shy of like old-fashioned one-to-one or whatever it is. But like he said, you were a fighter, so, and he was like getting all these threats, like you were going to do this, that, and the other, and it's awful. It's just why would people do that? Do you know what I mean?
I sort of explain my child. I don't want to go into it in great detail, but I got accused of doing many things. I got accused of doing arson, allegedly doing arson. I didn't do it. I allegedly beat people up, which, you know, I didn't do it. I did get done for a couple of things, you know, like ABH. They wanted to do me for GBH, and then I had to admit ABH and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? But I soon realised, you know, it wasn't the way. And one day I just collapsed at home. and I prayed like I've never prayed before. And I said to God, and this is a gospel truth.
Mhm.
I said, Lord, make me a better person, number one, and get me a move back to my hometown. Within a year, I kid you not, my son was born, and he's changed me forever. He's made me the father I am today, and he's changed me forever, and I love him to bits.
Yeah.
And two, we got to move to my old hometown where I was born.
I know.
Two things what I asked him to do, and he did it. Amazing.
God is amazing.
If you're asking, if people asking him to do, oh, can I win the lottery, Lord, please, he's
Yeah.
going to ignore you. He doesn't do that. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
If you ask him to make you a better person,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, help me with my job and stuff like that, he'll be listening. He does listen, and I do believe it. I do believe it.
Believe it.
And I'll tell you a little story about my father. After my father died from cancer,
Yeah.
in the end, he was riddled with it.
Yeah.
And he died in 2009.
Mhm.
About 2012, something woke me up. I heard a noise, and I looked to my right hand side, and my dad was stood there, just like he was when I was a child. He was young again, and he was just stood there looking at me, smirking. And I launched out initially because I thought it was somebody stood there, so I just launched a punch out, and it just went straight through him, and he just disappeared. But I saw him. So, you know, I do believe in life after death, and I do believe that we carry on.
I believe that heaven's a wonderful place. And
Oh, yes. Yeah.
yeah.
It's got to be, because, you know, the alternative is just scary. And I don't believe that, you know, we get damned. I mean, the Lord's Prayer, it says something about on earth as it is in heaven. So, you know, I've had friends who have committed suicide. And I do believe that a lot of people believe that they get punished and they go to hell. I believe that they get help, because what do we do here when we didn't, you know, mental health issues, or we're depressed or things? We get help.
Yeah.
On earth as it is in heaven. So we get help when we go there. You know what I mean? I do believe that.
And I believe that everybody, God gives everybody a chance, doesn't they, when you ask them to. But yeah, I totally agree, Simon. And he gives people free will. And that's why we want to put these facts out. We don't want to bully anybody into believing what we're saying. We just blatant facts for you.
I think what we've done today is it's ideal for you, because it shows your side of the story. It proves what you've been saying. You're not attacking them in any way. You're just telling your side of the story. And that's it. You know what I mean? And you can't do any more than that. People can make their own mind up. They can think I'm lying. I don't give a shit. I tell the truth, and I'll tell people what I think of them. You know, and like I said to you before, I did watch the McIntyre, and I didn't like the person that Brian was, but what he's become is totally different, and he's a lovely man. And you know, he is. Yeah. He is, and you're fantastic. You support him, and it's brilliant. He's got a good family. There's Carol and his sister, and the people like that. So it's fantastic. They're good people.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Very good people, aren't you? But yeah, so I wasn't talking to Brian now. I'm talking to his sister.
It's all right. I'd love to. I can't wait to have a chat with Brian on the podcast one of the days, because he'd be fantastic. I love talking to you. You know what I mean? And we're going to get the truth out today.
Yeah.
But I'd love to chat to you both one day.
Yeah, definitely. But he'll definitely do a podcast with you, because we've decided we're not going to let Brian know about all of this, because he's going through enough. I
think that's best for now, because he's going to go through, like I say, he's going to go through enough, and it's going to be a long process for him, so he doesn't need the extra work.
Yeah, I just felt like he's not here to actually say anything. So I just felt like people can, if they get facts out, truths out, and screenshots, which can't be denied, people can make their own mind up. I don't want to encourage anybody to call these people or to or whatever. All I want them to do is to see for themselves.
Exactly, yeah. And when he comes out, you know, I just wish him a quick recovery. Yeah. And I know he's got an inner line in him. He's a very strong man.
Yeah, he is.
Strong-willed, and he will get better, and he will be back. He will be back. Watch his space. He will be back.
Brilliant. And thank you very much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. I've enjoyed it. It's gone quick, hasn't it, really?
Yeah, I don't know. How long's it been?
Oh, it's gone ages. Like I said to you earlier on, I was going to do it naked, but I didn't want to scare you. I've got too fat belly for that. So.
Oh, man. And your book links are going to be underneath this video for
thank you, Dan.
Dad's book that he did.
And every penny goes to the NSPCC child line. So, and I'll put if you can put the proof up that I've been sending donations. I mean, the last payment I give them, I only got £2.75. It doesn't make much, the book. So I round it up and I give them a £5, you know what I mean? And that's what I do.
Yes. So
fantastic.
It's an interesting subject about all the miners things. Yes. So the book link will be under here. And remember, it's all going to Childline, so it's going to help people, help children. And that's
Can I just say as well, after we fell out, I mysteriously got a couple of negative reviews on my dad's book. Now, my dad's book, it's quite a good book. I mean, I'm biased, so I will say it, but it's quite a good book. But we got quite a few negative reviews. Well, every penny's going to Childline, so what they're doing is they're only affecting Childline and NSPCC. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they do. That's what they're doing, and it's disgusting. But what me and Bill did one day, we were getting the same negative reviews, and it was by the same people's name. It'd be and just blame
or a slight variation of the name.
Yeah,
we won't say it, but it's a slight variation. You know what I mean? It might have the first name as the last name and stuff like that, but you know who it is.
Yeah, the main ones were all on Amazon and stuff like that. Yeah. Like we said, we don't want these people to, we don't want to cause any upset for these people. We don't want to cause any people to give them any.
I've never gone on Amazon and left them any negative feedback. I wouldn't do, because it's something I wouldn't do.
No.
Up till now, I've not attacked them or sent them anything. You know, they've sent me nasty emails today, messages through Facebook, which I've just I've saved and then deleted. And if the police come, I will show them that, and I will show them the proof.
Was that under their own accounts, Simon? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So you're all right then, because obviously if the police do come, you can show them that, can't you?
Yeah. And I will show them the proof again of him, that certain person threatening to burn your house down. Getting somebody to threaten to burn your house down, which is a serious crime. And that, in my opinion, needs to be investigated, because it's wrong.
Yeah, it caused a lot of anxiety to come back with me.
It will do. I mean, Brian will be frustrated because he's not 100% yet, so he can't do anything. And I know he's wanting to do the legal way. He's a changed man, and he's with Jesus now, which is good. He's with God.
He's totally changed. So
yeah. Like I said before, he's a lovely man. I can't. It feels like I'm bigging him up, but it really, you both are. You're fantastic people, and I love you to bits.
Oh, and we love you too.
Thank you for that, Darren.
So thank you, Sam, for coming on. But we're going to have to go. So we're going to have to go and take him some. I'd make him some chicken tonight. So I'm going to take him to the ward dog. So won't let us in. Yeah. I don't know whether the restrictions might get lifted tomorrow. He was saying.
All right, brilliant. Well, let him know that we've done a podcast, and give him my best wishes, sweetheart.
Yeah, I will. I'll take a little video. I'll make him do a little video for you. I'll take a little
video. Brilliant. That'd be fantastic. I love that.
All right then, Simon. Thank you so much. Don't forget, click on Simon's book link below, because it's all for charity. Thank you
very much, sweetheart. You'll take care, love.
See you later. Bye.